Creating a travel checklist can be really important because once you pull out of the parking lot on those buses, things are going to get a lot more difficult. So it's better to take care of business in advance. In this video, I'm going to go over things that are on my travel checklist. Might not be identical to yours, but maybe we can compare notes in the comment section if I left something out, or if you think that something I'm doing is unnecessary, drop a comment in the comment section below and we can help each other out. One of the things that I like to do is to check in with the various people who I'm going to be interacting with, okay? So let's say we're going to a contest. Beforehand, I'm definitely going to want to touch base with the contest host. Make sure that the schedule is still what I thought it was. Make sure that the location is still what I thought it was. Make sure that they have a copy of all my forms and all that kind of stuff, setup charts, whatever. You might want to take along extra just in case. Make sure they have money. Otherwise, you show up and you're assuming that they're paid. You show up and they don't have money and they say, hey, where's our check? You know, we didn't get it. We thought you had the check with you. If you don't pay, they might not let you perform. Before you leave, you might want to check in with your school administration. Hey, we got a trip coming up in a couple weeks. Oh, you do? It wasn't in our schedule. Okay, well, I'm glad you told us. Now we have enough time to make adjustments if we need to. So, you want to touch base with them, let them know where you're going, probably give them a sample itinerary. Sometimes one of the APs or administrator might be sent with you just to handle things, and that's a good thing. They're probably not there to play enforcer. They're probably there to support you on the trip, just in case something goes wrong. You got an administrative person there that can cover administrative things, behavior stuff, that kind of thing. So let them help you if they offer help. Probably number one thing to do is to confirm your transportation. Okay, call the bus company or your local district's transportation department, whatever. Just make sure that they know you've got a trip and that they've got buses and bus drivers. Sometimes they will have buses for you, but not necessarily drivers. So you got to make sure that there's somebody there driving. Trust me, I've been burned by that sort of thing before. I'm like, oh, I thought you were going to drive the buses. Like, really? I'm going to drive 2 buses? Hey, don't assume anything. Call and confirm. Make sure everything's there, and make sure that they have the itinerary. Walk through with them with your trip and say, hey, this is what's going to be happening. This is what's going to be going on. One time I got left at a contest site. Buses just took off to go do their routes, and I was stuck. I had to go pick up another group and said, hey, how am I going to pick up the next group to go play? So again, it's my fault because I didn't communicate, and I've been burned by that before. So definitely touch base, make sure that they know the ins and outs of the trip, maybe come up with a logistics chart or an itinerary for them so that they know where they're supposed to be and why they're supposed to be there. That way they don't just leave. You give something to the students and say, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. Well, what do the bus drivers need to be doing during that time? Can they go? Can they stay? What's happening? Another thing is, where are the buses going to load? Where are the pickup locations? Where are the drop-off locations? These things are important. You show up, the contest is at such and such school. Okay, you show up, well, it turns out to be a really big school. Where are you going? The bus drivers might not know where to go. They might not have even thought about this trip until they pulled up to your school. So make sure you got directions, make sure you know how to get there, make sure you know where you're going, make sure they know how to find you, okay? They're coming to your school. Do they know where they're picking you up from? It's a big school. Which parking lot, which entrance, you might be sitting there waiting for the buses. Hey, where are our buses? And they might be on the other side of the school. So again, all that stuff is what you want to work out. If you can, get your bus driver's phone numbers so that you can be in contact with them just in case something goes sideways. If it's an overnight trip, you probably want to confirm with the hotel. Hey, we're coming in, rooms are still good to go. We still have housekeeping coming in, making sure the rooms are ready. We're coming at this time, that kind of thing. If you've got kids with medications that need to be refrigerated, okay, do we have refrigerators in this room, and this room? Okay, great. Again, don't assume anything. Call them up, talk to them. They're there to help you. So make sure that all of your needs are being met before you pull out. Traveler's insurance is really important. You never know when a trip might be canceled. If a trip is canceled, the likelihood of you being able to get money back in the hands of your students and parents is very small. No matter where you're going, if there's any financial responsibility from students and parents, or even on your part, you might want to invest in some traveler's insurance. It's not that expensive. It's something that's anymore, I think, almost a requirement. So highly recommend that you promote traveler's insurance. I don't really care who you get it from, but I strongly encourage that you recommend it. Communicate with your parents. I don't care if it's just a day trip. I don't care if it's during the school day. Make sure that they know, hey, we're leaving. We're going to be gone from this time. We're going to be at this location. If you need something, call this number. Here's how you get a hold of somebody, whatever. It'd be good maybe to have a couple parents come with you too if they're available. Even if you just need them to hold somebody's music folder or something, they're there to help you. You also probably want to communicate with the staff at your school, send out an email, probably campus-wide email to communicate with the teachers and say, hey, we're going to be gone on these days or whatever. Our students should be touching base with you, make sure that they're getting their assignments in advance and so on and so forth. That way they're not blindsided by it and they're like, hey, we're all the orchestra students. Like, they're totally gone from my class. They're not going to be happy with that, and they're going to be less supportive of your program if you don't communicate well with them. You also probably want to have your students, just remind them again and again, hey, make sure you're touching base with your teachers. Make sure you're letting them know that you're going on a trip. Get your assignments, turn in stuff ahead of time rather than after. That way it's going to work out a lot better. If your students think they're going to take homework with them and get this homework or study or whatever they're doing on your trip, they're sorely mistaken. Like, I don't know of a single time that's ever happened where a student has been on a trip and they're like, yeah, I'll just do my homework on the bus. Yeah, right. It's not happening. Take care of it beforehand. Does your school district or your campus have a no pass, no play policy? A lot of schools say, hey, if the students aren't passing, you can't take them out of class. If they don't have a passing grade, they should really be in class getting their stuff done. So make sure you know the no pass, no play policy at your school. Double check those grades and make sure they're eligible before you pull them out, or else, they probably can't travel with you. So that's what I've got, for the basics of travel. If you'd like my travel checklist, send me an email, teachingorchestra@gmail.com. I'll send you a copy of my PDF that I use just to check to make sure that I'm getting the basic stuff done for a basic trip. In the next video, we're going to go over overnight travel, which is a lot more complicated. If you're doing overnight travel, go ahead and watch the next video, and that's going to be a much larger checklist. So we'll see you in the next one.